you had a video that went completely viral.
I think 18.7 million. That video blowing up, it just made me realize how much I actually prioritize social media over like different things that are more important in my life. I don't want to be the type of person where I live one way on social media and then live a completely different lifestyle in my own personal life. Blowing up and getting followers isn't what sharing God on social media is about. It's about actually reaching people and speaking to them.
Welcome back, guys, to Selfless Gospel. Today, I'm really excited to just introduce to you guys Mason Burgess. You guys may know him from either from social media, I think most likely TikTok.
It's mostly TikTok and just a little bit of Instagram.
Yeah, and then recently you had a video that went completely viral. You said that the last time you checked it had how many views?
I think 18.7 million.
Yeah, you're still so insane.
Yeah.
Like, awesome. What are some things that you learned from that? I don't know if there's some lessons you have been able to take from it.
From just that viral video?
Yeah. And then also just from, because one thing that was really cool is that you didn't change. You still kept talking about Christ and you still kept bringing yourself back to Christ. So I really, really love that. And it just really showed that you are for the Lord. So that was really encouraging. And it just shows the humbleness that you had as well.
Yeah. I think from that video, I noticed that when it was blowing up, I kept checking my phone. So just like kind of see how many views it was at or likes or comments or whatever. I learned to kind of just relax and let it happen. I also learned to be patient because I started TikTok and I saw all these people around me getting like millions of views on their posts and stuff. And I was like, I haven't gotten a video that got like 1 million views. And then like six months after I start TikTok, I finally got one that went viral. So it was kind of like, I'm glad that I was patient and actually waited it out. And I finally I reached one of my goals.
Yeah. And that's awesome. I like how you were able to just see the lesson and how it's having patience and just waiting. Because the season of waiting is not fun.
Yeah, it's not.
But you always feel so great once you're there and then you appreciate all of that time. I think right after you posted the video, I don't really know exactly the time frame, but around that time, you took a week off from posting. So I'm curious if you wanted to talk about that.
I think it might have been a couple days after that video, after I posted that video. I decided to take a week off because that video blowing up, it just made me realize how much I actually prioritize social media over like different things that are more important in my life. Like during school, thankfully it's summer now, but during school, I would always be on TikTok or Instagram, like making videos during school. And then like my grades would start slipping because I was prioritizing social media over school. So I just decided to take a week off to kind of just relax, step back, focus on God, focus on family and just things around me rather than social media.
Yeah, that's really good. That shows that you have self-control.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
That's like one of the fruit of the spirit. It's having self-control. And I think that's the one that's the least talked about too.
It's probably the least liked too.
Yeah. It's not easy to learn.
Yeah.
So how do you feel after taking that time off and like coming back?
I'd like to say that I feel closer to God, but during that break, I feel like nothing much changed, which I don't expect anything big or drastic to happen during a week's time. But I kind of just, after that break, just went back into the motions of posting TikTok. I did start posting more Christian-based TikToks and just trying to spend less time on social media and stuff. So there was a little bit that changed after that break, but not as much as I hoped would change.
What were some of the changes you were hoping to see?
I was hoping to come back and do more like talking TikToks or deep conversations about God and stuff, or just in my personal life, like want to put God first more often, or instead of like right before I go to bed, reading my Bible and praying, like pray more throughout the day, or like when I wake up, just pick up my Bible and start reading it, or like during the day, instead of getting on my phone, just reading my Bible and stuff. So that's still stuff I need to work on kind of over time.
Yeah, because I think that that is a daily habit you need to work on.
Yeah.
Because it is tough too. It's kind of like picking up your cross every single day. I
Right.
think it does become easier as time goes, but you continuously have to have intentionality behind it, which is kind of tough at times. But just knowing that that is a desire that you have in your heart, because I know that desires that are for the Lord, those are things that God knows and He sees in you. So I
Yeah.
know that someday you will be able to have that dedication that you're praying about, which is like cool. It's just really cool to see that that is like something that you want in your life. And I guess one thing you learn is that from like taking a week from social media is that you're okay. You're able to come back and you still get a ton of views on your videos. So you ended up doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my main worry about, like, my only hesitation about taking a week off was that my account would get banned, because I feel like I post some controversial stuff that people don't really agree with and they can report my account. So over that week, I just turned off my phone and like I put it away because I didn't want to be on anything. So I was just nervous that my account would get banned or anything. Thankfully, it hasn't gotten banned yet, but I feel like it might get banned soon.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that. I've seen some accounts get completely just taken down after having like millions of followers. And then they come
Yeah.
back and then they get like 10 times more followers.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of people like that.
Yeah. So if that happens, I'm sure that that'll be the story.
Yeah.
So you said that you recently just started posting.
Yeah. On January.
What are some things that you have seen change in your faith, in your walk with Christ, and just you personally since you started posting on social media?
It kind of gives me more motivation to live for God, because I don't want to be the type of person where I live one way on social media and then live a completely different lifestyle in my own personal life.
Yeah.
So it kind of taught me to be the same person on social media and off, and to like live for God, because I'm showing all these people that I'm living for God on social media. So I need to focus on living for God in my personal life too. And just that I'm helping people more, because I've gotten so many DMs saying like, oh, you've helped improve my faith, or your videos are so relatable and they help a lot and stuff. And that's just, it's more motivation to keep going and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome because that's how the body of Christ is, that we all get to be an example for one another. We get to encourage one another. So it's really cool that you're getting to experience that side of it too. How do you think all the like hate messages and just because how many do you think you get?
At one point I got maybe 28 DMs in like one day, but they kind of slowed down more. I don't really get that many hate comments because I've kind of chilled with the controversial. But at one point they were pretty bad.
How did you feel during that season? How did your faith feel, especially during that season?
I feel like my faith grew stronger just because it's like these people are hating on me for what I believe. Might as well give them more to hate on. Like I'll just become closer to God. And like feelings wise, it didn't really affect me that much. It was annoying, but it didn't like make me sad or depressed or anything, just because, like I said, I think on Instagram or something, I don't know them. So I'm not going to let what they say affect me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so important that we are able to just remember that. It's important to, again, like what you said, and being able to just look towards Christ. So do you actually mind sharing your testimony? I know we've talked about it, but so your dad was a pastor, correct?
He was a youth pastor, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Is he still a youth pastor?
No, he stepped down to write books, I guess.
What? That's so cool.
Yeah.
What was it like having your dad be a pastor during that?
I feel like when he was a pastor, it made me not want to go to church as much. Or especially youth group. Like I never really liked youth group. I like more like in-depth conversations, not just kind of like the little kid lessons and stuff. So that in it of itself was just not enjoyable for me. But having my dad be the youth pastor was just like worse because he'd always like pick on me or like ask me the questions and stuff. So it's just like, I don't really want to go.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that makes sense. But do you feel like you learn more from your parents being so involved in the church?
Yeah. I feel like I definitely learned more or my faith is stronger because of my parents and like where they're at as Christians or like kind of who they are in the church.
Yeah. And that's really awesome. A tree produces good fruit. And it seems like you're a
Yeah.
good fruit. So so do you mind sharing a little bit more about your testimony? Because I just remembered that. So I wanted to ask you. So when was the moment that you knew that this was Lord and Savior, that there's no like question that this is who God is?
Well, when I was maybe 10, I decided to like actually give my life to Christ and I got baptized and stuff,
Yeah.
uh, which is memorable because I forgot to bring a change of clothes. So I was just sitting with wet clothes the rest of the church service. Um, but after that, I kind of got diagnosed with more health problems and stuff. And then about a year ago, I finally realized that God is all powerful, He's all good, and He has a plan, and that He will work everything out for good. And so that's, I think, when I truly realized that God is God and that I can just give my life to Him.
Yeah. And there's so much peace that comes with that in being able
Yeah.
to just lean towards Christ and rest upon Him. So what are some things that you would actually like to share with someone that's like wanting to share about their faith on social media?
I'd say for someone who wants to start like sharing God on social media, don't expect to blow up really fast. Like it takes time. You have to be patient, but blowing up and getting followers isn't what sharing God on social media is about. It's about actually reaching people and speaking to them and actually kind of like helping them with their walk of faith. Like it's not about you, it's about them. But someone who's like a new Christian and wants to start like learning more about their faith, I would say to do your research before coming and asking all these stupid questions. I mean, there shouldn't be any stupid questions, but there's this girl at my taekwondo who's kind of like a new Christian, but she's very uneducated when it comes to Christianity. And there's questions that she has that she could easily just Google, but she asked me, I think at one point she even asked me if Jesus is God or if you just like wasn't God. So it's just like simple questions that obviously I could easily answer, but Google could too, or even the Bible if she like read it. So I would say to actually read the Bible and do your research first before you even call you. I mean, you could call yourself a Christian, but you have to know what you're getting into. For me personally, I would want to actually like know more about it before associating myself with them.
Yeah. So we are going to be getting ready to close the podcast. Is there any last message that you would like to share with people?
Like I keep saying, just trust in God, be patient. Those are, I feel like one of the most important things you have to know as a Christian is patience and trust in God. Because the things you want, first of all, they might not even happen, but they might not happen within your time. Like you have to be patient and wait on God's timing, but also trust in Him that the bad things that are happening to you now, they'll all turn out for good eventually.
Right. Right. And it's just waiting for that. And there's something so good when you finally get to see it and understand it. And sometimes
Yeah.
we don't understand it, but it's just trusting in God, like you're mentioning. Mason, thank you so much for just taking the time out of your day to be here. It was really cool just getting to speak with you face to face. It's always really fun just getting to know more of what God is doing in other people's lives. So I'm going to be praying for you. I'm going to pray that you can continue to just pursue the Lord. You're on fire for God. And I know that that's just like really cool to see and it's encouraging. So just keep on chasing the Lord.
Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me onto this. This is actually a really cool experience, and I'm glad I get to share my testimony and answer questions and stuff.
Yeah, it was really fun. And for everyone listening to this, I'm going to be adding Mason's link underneath so you guys can check out his profile, his bio. I absolutely love the merchandise that you came out with. So I'm going to be adding a link below.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it was really good seeing you guys. And I hope that you guys have a good day. Bye.